Alright, so this is the pilot episode of Gear Talk. I think I'm going to try to get it to be a weekly show that talks about all the latest news in cars, and I think I could have a good time with it. But for you guys, it's going to suck because the first week I'm going to have a terrible camera and the microphone's pretty bad. I apologize for that, but I hope I can slowly develop this into a weekly thing and, maybe make this into a full-time series. And I mean, I think you got have a lot of fun with it because think about it, the news never ends. There's always going to be new news coming out each week, and so the ideas for shows really don't. It's not. It's not that difficult. And so this is something that I feasibly can do as a student, and something that I enjoy doing. And the show would be 10 to 15 minutes long, and I would have a great time doing it, and I hope you guys have a great time listening slash watching it. Um, so getting into the stories, I have about 5 or 6 cool stories that I figured would be worth the time to talk about. It is Gear Talk, so everything's going to be cars. I didn't introduce myself. My name's Brett. I'm part of the Always Automotive team, and Pat. Pat's another member of our team. He will do different other shows that we'll have. And anyway, let's get into it. So the first story that I have here is that the Baby Driver Subaru WRX sells for $69,100. Now, you also have to remember this has 160,000 miles on it, and it's early 2000s. Looks like it. Yeah, it's early 2000s. 2006, my bad. So it's not early 2000s, but you get the point. I mean, think about that. If you were to buy a new Subaru WRX, that's not even relatively close to 70 grand. I mean, $69,100 is a ton of money for what would a lot of people consider as a junk play car. I don't even know what you want to call it, but most people wouldn't look at this car and say 70 grand. I mean, the exact car, I mean, I guess if you're going to pay for it, I mean, I think it's kind of cool. It's like, yeah, I own the Baby Driver car. I didn't actually watch the film, but I saw pieces of it, and I thought it was pretty cool. Would I pay 70 grand for this car? Probably not, but I think it's kind of funny how someone did. The next story that I have here is the 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee had its first drive, and that is nuts. 700 horsepower in an SUV. I mean, it makes 707 horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 645 pound-feet of torque at 4,800 RPM. So clearly you have a lot of power in a car that weighs about 5,000 pounds, give or take a couple hundred. And it does 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. That's nuts. I mean, obviously, it's the fuel economy is horrible. I think it's like 11 city, 17 highway, or something like that. But I mean, think about it. You can beat cars that are specifically designed to go fast in a drag race. You could beat Mustangs, Camaro. I mean, you get the point. I mean, I'm not gonna go into it, but you understand. I mean, if you're that's like the biggest sleeper. If you debadge that thing, that's the biggest sleeper of all time, minus some like 1,000 horsepower Miatas or something like that. I mean, you get the point. I mean, it'll never be a real sports car, obviously, but I mean, it's it's pretty cool. I mean, could you think about that? Like, yeah, I drive a Jeep Grand Cherokee and it has 700 horsepower. That's just nuts. I mean, people are like 500 horsepower, wow, in a car, but like this has 700 horsepower. I mean, we're only a few years away for them to drop the demon engine into like Jeep Grand Cherokee. I mean, not the Hellcat or whatever this is. The Trackhawk isn't insane, but like, wow, that is that is nuts. And my next story is about Aston Martin. Now, Aston Martin um, has a big fan base, and they say that they're going to be making an EV hybrid by 2030. Everyone seems to be making hybrids and different electrical cars, but 2030, I mean, look, I understand 2030 is feasibly, I mean, think about it, we're in 2017 right now, so 2030 is the same distance away as 2004 was, so that's how long we're talking, and, I mean, alright, 2030, like, that is 13 years away. So it's like that's kind of strange. But you know what I really like about Aston Martin? It's that Valkyrie, Valkyrie. I don't even know how to say it. But I mean that looks nuts. If they were to actually make that, that is insane. I mean, it looks like a race car, a futuristic race car. I mean, just all the lines and the doors. You see those? They're like, they're not even gull wings. They're like, actually, they are gull wings. But I mean, you look, it's just aerodynamic and the engine, the rims, the wheels. I mean, everything about it is just cool. And then that really aggressive rear diffuser. Now I know I'm supposed to be talking about the 2030 EV hybrid, but right below it on this story, it has the prototype, and oh my goodness, that car is so cool. Now whatever the I wouldn't even want to know what the MSRP on the Valkyrie is, but I mean, wow, that is great. Anyways, that was the first test of Gear Talk, and I know it was bad. Trust me, it'll get better. I gotta get more comfortable on the mic, know what things to say. Gotta stop looking this way when I'm or this way when I'm talking. I gotta stop using my hands so much, and I gotta stop pounding on the table because I know that resonates through the microphone. And speaking of the microphone, I know that it's horrible. That'll get fixed. And the camera isn't so great. But besides that, this was just a test run, and I hope you enjoyed. And see you next week. Peace.